I'm Arnau from Wyngaard. I'm the pastor of the SHBC congregation of the Swaziland Reformed Church. I've been working in Swaziland in the church since 1985. It's almost 24 years that I've been there. And I'm also the project manager of SHBC Reformed Home-Based Care. In 1986, the first person in Swaziland was diagnosed with AIDS. I got to know about this. I realized that probably we're going to face a big problem. I did some research on AIDS, but it was only in 1992 when I was forced through some circumstances to lead a workshop in Swaziland on AIDS that I really got into this problem of AIDS. And then in 25, I was invited to the Netherlands to lead some workshops on AIDS during an assembly of the Reformed Ecumenical Council. Most churches in Europe, as well as in the Netherlands, are really becoming smaller. But we went to visit one church, and what was amazing is this church was growing in number. And we spoke to the pastor about it, and he said that they've got a vision to reach out to all these people, the outcasts, the poverty-stricken, the people with no hope, the drug addicts, the prostitutes. They've got a vision to reach out to these people. It was God saying to me, you must go back to Swaziland, and your church must become the hands and the feet of Christ in your community. I believe that God wants us to touch the people with HIV and AIDS, not just to stand far away, but really to get close to them. And I preached about this Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. And then after about 2 or 3 months, I once said to the congregation, I want you to sit down and I want you to tell me, what do you think we should do? And they said to me, we must get involved with people with HIV and AIDS. January 2006, we trained our first group of home-based caregivers to go out. And for 1 year, we went on with this one group of 36 people. People came to us and asked, would you be willing to train more people? And I said, give us 1 year that we can just sort out any problems. And then in 2007, in January, we started with our second group. And then a month later, we did the third group and the fourth and the fifth and the sixth groups, a group that we trained in 2007. In 2008, we started with another group and then another group. And last week, we finished the training of our 9th group of home-based caregivers. It was just amazing how God started bringing these people to us. We never go out and ask people to be trained. It's always them coming to us and asking us, would you be willing to train us? And at the moment, we've got about 350 people in this project going out to the community and helping them. Each of the caregivers, on average, have about 3 people that they take care of. Now, we tell them to focus on people in the immediate area of the homesteads so that they don't have to travel far. But each of these caregivers are reaching about 3 people on average. That means that at the moment we're reaching about 1,000 people, all in the southern area of Swaziland, the southern district, which is known as the SHBC district. That's where we are working. We're sending these people back into the homesteads. And what's wonderful of doing evangelism in this way is that we can go into a home and say to a person, you know, I've been visiting you for the past 6 months or so. I've brought you clothing, I've brought you medicine, I've brought you food. I've brought you many things that you needed. Today I want to give you something else that you also need. Would you be willing to accept this? And obviously the person is going to say yes, and that's an ideal opportunity for us to share the gospel. Many people that we've worked with have accepted Jesus Christ through the work that we've been doing. In one of the communities where we've never had a church before, the people came to us and said, would you be willing to start having services in our area? Because we can see that your church cares about the people. I believe that it was impossible for our church to make a difference in Swaziland. Our church is small in number. We don't have a big influence in the country. And I really believed that our church cannot really do anything about the problem of HIV and AIDS. However, what has happened over the past 2.5 years has shown me that God can use a small church and a very poor church to really make a difference in the country. You don't need huge resources. You don't need thousands of people. You don't need to be a mega church in order to make a difference in the country. If you do what God tells you to do, God can use that small number of people to make a difference. And of course, we've got many stories in the Bible where God used small numbers of people to make a huge difference. I believe that God can do it.